already darkening. It's only been 2 days since the winter solstice here in South Africa, up in the US of A, of course, the summer solstice, which is longest day and shortest days of the year. If you saw on my
Correct.
X, I just had a bushbuck walking along my viewpoint here, so go check that out. But the main talk of the day is my boy Chase in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. Chase, what's up, homie?
What it do, baby? What it do? Sup, sup. James, hello. Wish you were sitting here with me, but you're not. So
I'm not.
sorry about that. Everybody that's in New
Yeah.
York, what's up? What's up? Come say hello. If I saw you and met you last night at the party, what's up? I hope you got a T-shirt, dude. We gave away like most. We brought 500 T-shirts to that event, and I think there's like legitimately like 30 to 40 left, and they're all like goofy sizes. But anyways, I set some aside for the homies, of course. But hey,
Dude,
hello.
my
Hi from Brooklyn.
we're gonna talk about the New York City mayor a little bit later on, but my favorite thing
Yeah.
so far has to be um, one of the New York City mayor's entourage walking around with a Supra brochure. That was
I
it's
I
in
haven't
his
seen
photo.
it.
Go see Mayor Adams's post on X,
No
and the
way.
third photo has his entourage dude walking around with a Supra brochure. Man, I'm like, let's
Wow.
go, baby.
Yeah, we need to did the main account retweet it? I haven't, dude. I have like no service here. I'm in the basement, literally doing this. So
I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't.
Let's see. Let's see if Napoon did we
Yeah.
RT that? I certainly RT'd it. So go find it there,
Yeah,
man.
I'll have to go.
But
I was gonna check it out. Hey, Country Turf, what's up? Shout out to you. We don't sell the shirts at the moment. We just give them away at events. It is in the plans,
you
but
can
the
buy
thing about our
mine.
merch, yeah, there you go. The thing about our merch is that we do every event is different, right? So like the event merch for ETH Denver won't be purchasable because that is just merch for ETH Denver, and then for permissionless, the same kind of situation. So, oh, he's got the super bag, yeah,
He's got
baby.
the super
Oh my
bag,
God,
bro. Look at
the
that.
mayor, the mayor of New York has got the super bag.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's
Oh,
so great. Oh, hello, hello. You
friends.
you you're you're off cue, Jason. I was gonna bring you in, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, please
Sorry.
welcome the head of events of Supra, Jason Lee. Welcome for the first time to the Sup, brother.
Hello? Oh, it's that camera,
It's
not
that
not
camera.
the other one.
Oh, it's
What's
okay.
up?
Chase never looks at the camera anyway.
Ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm usually
Ever.
looking.
He's
Yeah.
always looking at his screen. Uh, shout out to Sander. Sander, what's up, man? Sander, of course, is one of the co-founders of Hello Labs. Also, Mickey on Chain, my man. Sup? I'm guessing that's Zero
Mickey.
X Mickey. He is coming in from YouTube today, so shout out to you, bro. And then DJK. We won't read your comment, my friend, but lots of love to you, my friend. All right. Uh, let's
Oh,
get into let's. Oh, John K is online. Yo, boys,
Johnny
Oh
what's
man,
boy,
up,
what it
John
do? What
K?
it do?
What a do, boy. What a do. All right, let's get into some ecosystem news before we chat to Jason and how busy the man has been. We shall start with the best X posts of the week. I'm going to start with Bowl3X. Bowl3X actually posted about Josh's keynote yesterday at
Yeah.
Permissionless. Of course, he gave a keynote which got everyone talking. Everyone's been questioning AutoFi. They've been trying to figure it out. They've been blown away by what we can do and what is possible on Supra. And so it was really cool to see you posting your live sort of watch party, if you like, Bowl3X. Thanks, dude. K5, I see K5's post has disappeared for you,
No, I
Chase,
see
my
it.
friend.
No, I
Oh,
see
you can see
K5.
it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool,
It was the
cool.
one, the K5. And if y'all see me looking down, I'm not trying to be rude. We have my computer using it for a stream, but I'm looking at my phone for the script. So
It's
pardon
all
me.
good, brother.
Pardon my gainers. What's up, Sander? What's up, brother? So K5, Super AutoFi, powering the future on DeFi. AutoFi is revolutionizing decentralized finance. DeFi, fully on-chain automation as the first layer one blockchain built for automatic DeFi, which is called AutoFi. Super eliminates inefficiencies and unlocks financial models. Also, you can also just send your funds somewhere. You can put this is the best way to explain AutoFi. You could put a script that says, if my wallet goes stagnant for 6 months, send all my money to Chase. And that is literally, I'm going to put it in my Twitter bio. Like once we get it, the link to do that, send all your funds to me. If anything ever goes wrong in 6 months, if you lose your wallet, whether it be from losing your wallet, your key, anything, you die, I get your funds and I'll make sure that those are put together nicely. Moving on.
I'm definitely going to do that. Send all my funds to Chase. That's going to be great. The man needs some recovery after all the losses he's posted here on this up. Okay, so the next one is another post about Josh at Permissionless, and this was Crypto Mummy. Shout out to you, Crypto Mummy. She has a lot of followers actually. I was surprised and impressed. So nice work.
Surprised.
You've been working hard there, Supra Mummy. She said, "Good speech, Joshua Tobkin. Getting the Supra word out there. So much is happening with Supra whilst I've been away, but still supporting this project 110%. Hashtag. And a nice screenshot of her watching the Permissionless keynote. So thank you for the shout out to Crypto Mummy 5. Make sure you follow her, add to her follow account, people.
Yeah. I've sent her some merch before. She's great. Also, I want to also give a huge shout out to Super Daddy. I never even thought of that. It's so simple but genius. Yes, that's exactly right. Correct. And then Mustafa,
baby.
shout out to Mustafa. He says passive income, baby. That's right. You get it too.
Mustafa. Oh man.
I am putting together a financial plan that'll benefit all of us in the long run. So thank you for
We've heard that
coming.
before. Just quickly before the next post as well, just for those of you that may not know, but Mustafa is the man behind our emails. So every email you get from Supra, he's the man that has put it together. So shout out to you, brother.
He presses the green light. That's correct.
And types it up and designs it.
And puts pictures of pizza of me in email threads once a week.
Oh, don't cry, bro. I'm a hot dog, man.
Did you hear Jason? He said, at least you're not a hot dog.
Exactly, bro. But no one, by the way, no one knows what we're talking. Oh, there it is. Oh, thanks, Napoon. Napoon had to throw it up there. I'm a bagel and Jason's a hot dog. It's great. It's great, Jason. You look great. You look good.
I will say that I enjoyed the smaller bagel of James than the big bagel.
Yeah. Shout out to Lou.
You know, I mean, they had to round me out in some way.
It's so funny. Oh.
I feel like I'm going to become a meme.
Yeah, all right. Well, now you are, especially because you said that.
Welcome to the sub.
Right,
that's
people.
What the sub does. That's what the sub does.
Exactly. Cool. So I do want to give a shout out to the Supra Nigeria community as well, who are doing regular X spaces. They had 16 people tune in, with that 16 people passionate about Supra Nigeria. I know there are many more. So shout out to you guys and to what you're doing. I will, you know what? Let me know next time y'all are coming through. I'll pop in. I'll pop in. I'll retweet it on my own personal to try to get some more people in there and interested. I know they won't be Nigeria specific unless I do have a niche following from there. And if so, I will give you some love. So yeah, I love seeing these kind of community spaces get put together. They're not a heavy lift, but to see people that are passionate about it is really dope to go out of their way and to do so. So want to give a huge shout out to you, the Supra Nigeria community. Go give them a follow and go show them some love.
Yeah, man. Good job, guys. Really appreciate your support from my fellow African brothers all the way up north from where I am, Northwest. Okay, so let's run into a couple of ecosystem posts and what's going on in the Supra ecosystem. Of course, as an L1, we are building infrastructure for an entire AutoFi ecosystem, not just a DeFi ecosystem. So what's happening in our ecosystem? Still early days. There's a lot happening. Superlane have just announced that they are going live with their testnet. They're, of course, the capital efficient money market on Supra. They're, of course, a Super DApp Showdown Season 1 winner. So if you didn't see that, they are one of the 9 Super DApp Showdown Season 1 winners. And they're about to go live with testnet. They announced that yesterday. So make sure you follow them, Superlane 5. is their handle, Superlane Fi. All the updates will be there, and what's coming, check them out.
Yeah, I love that. They're super responsive on X as well. I've already
Yeah.
talked to whomever is running the account over there. They kind of shot me a message, and I was like, "Oh, I'm watching," and they sent a little love heart. So shout out to y'all. See what y'all are doing. Also, if people are more interested in like learning about ecosystem news, we do have an ecosystem news channel within our Discord and Telegram
Yes.
channels. So I post everything in there. If you want to learn more about projects that are building on Supra, the kind of bigger updates, I'll post there. But they're posted almost daily. So go learn about these projects, go follow them, go show support. You never know when you're early, but we're all early. So go follow these guys. Our connection.
Uh-oh.
Hey, are we good? Can you see
You're
us?
good, man. Can you hear me? Because you're
I
good.
can hear you. I can hear you, but we're completely
Perfect.
frozen.
You are flowing perfectly. If you
Okay,
have
Your
this,
computer's frozen.
I mean, my computer's
Oh,
frozen. Okay, so we're
Camera's good.
okay, okay.
the
Yeah,
camera's
okay.
the camera's fine. Okay.
Hey, we're good.
All right.
We'll
Well,
just keep
do
it.
you want to take the next piece of news, or do you want me to do that, Chase?
No. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Tune swap. I can still do it. If we're good on cam, we're fine. Oh, we're back.
You're good.
We're back, baby. Okay, cool. Shout out to Tune Swap. These guys, we've had him on the set before. He's doing incredible stuff. He's a really, really smart and genuine guy. So please go follow Tune Swap. They're doing some exciting things. Tune Swap are really stoked to announce the acquisition of Moonpress, the next gen meme coin engine. They're taking over frontline operations to bring safer, fair, and more fun meme coin launches. Make sure you're following Moon Express Fun on X for all the updates there, and of course, Tune Swap Supra. Interesting. This is my first time hearing
Yeah.
about it. I've kind of been out of the loop this week, just being in at Permissionless. So hell yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, it's big news, man. Like it looks like Moon Express is kind of like a pump.fun kind of thing, which would
Yes,
make it the
you're
second
exactly right.
meme coin marketplace on Supra, which is interesting, man. TuneSwap really making waves, bro. So yeah, nice work there,
love
guys.
that. Yeah. Shout out to
Christara,
Oh, I was gonna say this guy needs
Christara,
sunglasses.
Christara keep pumping the news, man. They keep pushing out new updates. They keep doing stuff. They've announced a key partnership with Pixudi, and with this partnership, Pixudi will be the first Web3 game to integrate on-chain blind boxes. That's right, the first Web3 game in the industry to integrate on-chain blind boxes. So it's huge news coming out of Pixudi and Christara. There is a big NFT drop coming here. You can read all about it in a recent article that Pixudi put out on their Medium page. The URL is available on Christara's recent X post. So just go to Christara and you can find out all about it. It's real simple. Christara Markets, like Crystal, CRYSTARA Markets on X, and look for that post and read all about it on Medium. Quick shout outs to our viewers real quick. Chase, are you still there, bro? Okay, you are. You guys were just dead still. I was like, oh no, they've frozen, man. Okay, so quick shout out to a couple of our followers here. Kishore, our video producer and editor. What's up? Bold3X, bro. We gave you a shout out. I hope you saw it. PR Julio Cesar from Brazil. Shout out to you. Vamos, Brazil. Crypto Floor Phage, need the sunglasses. Yes, sir. Put those sunglasses on, Jason. People are loving those, man.
They are the
Moted Eats. Hey
favorite.
guys,
Yeah.
what's up, Moted? Fan says missing a soft drink there. And so I will have a soft drink for you. Cheers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor the head of events here at Supra, Jason Lee. Welcome to your first sup. It is great to have you, man.
Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to this. It's been fun watching you guys for the last, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months. So it's going to be fun.
Welcome
you.
to
So-
the Frenches.
Well, I'm glad I was able to step away because we've got a lot going on for Permissionless. I'm sorry, I feel weird wearing these. So
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jason.
basement here.
I was worried, man. Like I kept asking Chase, like throughout the last 2 days, do you think Jason's gonna make it? Do you think Jason's gonna make it? So I'm impressed, man. Just give us a real quick rundown on your journey into Web3. How did you start?
Well, I was real early. So I first got into Bitcoin in 2011, 2012. So I was buying off of PayPal at 50 cents a Bitcoin. So long, long time ago. I'm not rich. I can get to that later. That's a horror story. But after doing Bitcoin for a while, I kind of gave it up and then ended up finding myself moving to Colorado. I got involved with the Colorado Blockchain Council, which was a group of people within the Colorado community where we were working on legislation in the state of Colorado to kind of mimic what was happening in Wyoming. And so we worked on legislation specifically for the state. And then after that report got done for the governor, we then started the Block Colorado Banking Group, which was there to try to build what was called a special purpose depository institution. So this is like jargon for trying to build a decentralized bank within the state. And so we spent about 3, 4 months trying to do this, but then we got blindsided by the cannabis industry because the banks don't want crypto because they're able to process massive fees off of the cannabis industry. So the SBDI bank didn't actually happen. But during that time living in Denver, I ended up becoming really involved in Ethereum Denver. And so from 2018, primarily going to meetups, to 2019, getting involved with the organization of ETH Denver, and then became a steward and was stewarding the event from an operational perspective, working with builders, working on the hackathon from 2019 to 2024. And then for the last year, it's been, a combination of just doing a bunch of consulting for different events, working on research to understand what's going on in the event space in both crypto, Web3, and then general events. And then ended up reading the white paper from Supra and was like, oh, I'm really into blockchain. This makes a lot of sense to me. Having tried to build both like a bank, tried to build payment rails, trying to build communication based systems using like XMTP. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Applied for the job, had a bunch of great conversations with Josh and John, talking about what does the future of events look like, not just for Ethereum, but what it could look like for Supra, and what ultimately I'm seeing that the industry needs as a whole. And so now I'm here. We're having a conversation. We've done a couple events already, but this is really kind of the big one. And there's a lot of really cool things in play, but for permissionless, it's been quite the experiment. I think we're this. If I look at, I think this is like event number 22, somewhere in there that we've done just for permissionless. So we're kind of all over the place, and it seems like everyone's happy. So I think that's what's
You're
most
talking
important.
about right now? You mean like within the last 2 days, this is event number 22. This live stream is event number 22 for you. Is that what you
For
mean?
me. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's
So
that's wild, man. How much sleep have you
yeah,
had in the last 24 hours?
about 3.
Oh, dude.
It's about 3 hours every day. So I landed here on the 21st of June, and then it's just been going, going, going. So we had the hackathon that started on the 22nd and the 23rd. And then yesterday was day 1 of permissionless. Today's day 2 of permissionless. Got tomorrow's day 3 of permissionless, and then finally get to go back to Chicago on the 27th. So
Dude. How long have you been on 3 hours sleep? Because I know often when I DM you, you're still around. And I'm like, dude, isn't it like 4 in the morning in Chicago?
yeah, I mean, usually like from an event perspective, basically call it the last 14 days before the event, even though you've planned everything to be like as well organized as you can, there's always going to be some form of like change or something that the organizer throws at you. and then you have to like scramble to make everything happen, or something happens from a venue perspective. So there's just all sorts of like things that go on. So yeah, the last 14 days, I don't know, I'm probably pushing like 100 hours this week of just focused on making sure Chase is where Chase needs to be, or John or Josh. I mean, there's 14 Supra team members on site, and so it's like herding cats. But then you're also like working with the organizer and trying to get Josh in front of people, and so it's fun though. Otherwise, I wouldn't be
By the
doing
way,
it.
I have to ask this question. We don't have to give out too much alpha, but I just have to ask this question. Is Josh going to make that New York Stock Exchange interview?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. That probably means schedule's not going to line up.
We'll see. I haven't. So Josh had. Josh he didn't really sleep like the day before the event of the keynote, so a little bit of jet lag. And then last night was we had the VIP party, and then we had the kickoff party. And I think I saw him at like 8 p.m. And I'm like, dude, you should go to sleep. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And then he started going down the stairwell because we were on the rooftop. And then I think like 2 hours later, I'm like walking around just looking, and all of a sudden I see John and Josh having another conversation, and I'm going, you just left, and now you're back. So I think he really enjoyed himself on the rooftops, and sometimes you get a boost of energy, and you just kind of keep going. And then I think he closed out the party. So, but he did get some sleep, and then he had a podcast this morning. So, and then he's getting ready for a debate that's happening this afternoon. So,
I mean, the party was dope. I didn't leave. I was there. I was there from
What time?
I was there from 1 to 11, baby. 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Actually, we didn't leave there till midnight, I don't think.
I was gonna say 11 p.m. 11 p.m.'s rookie numbers, bro.
Yeah, but that's when the party ended. That's when the open bar ended.
Oh, okay.
no,
Okay.
you were
I got
past
you.
11 because the party
Yeah,
technically ended.
that's what I mean. It would have had to be. It probably was midnight by the time we got out of there.
Yeah, because we had to clean up. We had to
take all the stuff down.
So
how's it been in general, guys? Like, I mean, for both of you, Brooklyn, the photos look great, but at the same time, it's an interesting choice of venue. Is that kind of a Web3 hub for the area of New York? I mean, how's it been in general?
I think New York in general is a hub for crypto. It's like you've had NFT NYC here for, good Lord, 15 years or something crazy now. But just in general, there's a lot of crypto people involved here. I'm sure it has something to do with the stock market and the Wall Street and everything here being just centralized. It's, same concept, different avenue, for lack of better term, for lack of better explanation, I guess I should have said. But no, it's been cool. The vibe here is a lot better crypto speaking as it was compared to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City to me is not a crypto hub, and it didn't feel that way to me. And it kind of, things weren't as I guess, put together. When you're walking around permissionless, the crazy thing about it is like there's 5 rows of buildings and it's all permissionless. So you like walk through the middle of this building, and you're into the next building and into the next building. And there's a VIP section in one of them, and there's a podcast studio in another. And then you kind of have like the main like avenue for permissionless where the booths are, and where people are like, there's coffee shops and giving out food daily and whatnot. But yeah, it's been super cool. The venue is super dope. I think the only gripe that I've heard from people in general is that it is so hot, dude. It's like, and I'm coming from Houston, and I'm used to hot weather, but it's been like 100 degrees with like 85% humidity. It legitimately feels like just like a hot day in Houston. But when you come to the north, I'm from the south. Like, I'm used to this type of shit. But when you come to the north, like, you expect like drier air, a little bit cooler weather. Bullshit. It's hot as hell here, dude. So that's the only downside, because a lot of this stuff is outside. Like, it's like there's tents outside, but the main like avenue, if you haven't seen it, go look at my Twitter. I've been posting pictures all day, or all since I've been here. But yeah, it's just like a grass avenue between 2 buildings with some like white tents over it. So yeah, you're super hot. But other than that, it's been beautiful.
Dude, it blows my mind as a South African, a Durbanite, where like, it's winter. Yes, I'm wearing a sweater, but today was 28 degrees Celsius, which is about 91, 92. That's for winter. But
Yeah.
in summer, we don't get to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, it blows my mind that New York City, that gets snow in winter, goes to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Makes no sense, dude. Like, I don't know how you guys are surviving, bro. Like, that's just too much. Is the AC running?
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even like so even in the building, like where the main stage is, they have the doors open to the outside. So like it's still not very cool in there. Like it's pretty hot in there still. But the cool
Yeah.
thing about like how this is broke down, it's like within all the buildings, like I said, there's kind of little events and sections to go visit or sit down and have conversations. So a lot of it is inside, but the main event is outside, no AC, hot as shit.
Yeah. I
And
mean, that's the
But the
number one
rooftop
rule.
Rooftop was great. It was very hot last night, but hey, nothing a cold beer can't fix. And when you're sitting on top of a rooftop, literally looking over the Brooklyn Bridge, it was like the ambiance of the situation outweighed the negativity of being sweaty, if that makes sense. Like it didn't even matter. It was like I'm just balling up here on the rooftop having a beer
Yeah, baby.
looking over the Brooklyn Bridge. It was awesome. We had a great time. And
Y-
everybody there had a
Yeah.
great time. I didn't see a single frown at that party.
Yeah,
I didn't see a single frown.
I think at least from all the people that I spoke to, it was a different approach to an event. So like
Yeah.
most crypto events that you go to, you end up at a club. And what do? You stand around, you drink, you don't really listen to the music. You're kind of listening to music. Or you end up on a rooftop and you're just standing and you're not, you have no place to sit. There's nothing to do. I'm the type of person where like I want to change up my like area that I'm in. I have different friends that I want to like connect with. Sometimes I want to like play video games, or I might want to play like we had feather ball
Yeah.
at the venue. So like part of my goal with the permissionless party for the kickoff was I just want people to be able to network and connect and be able to do it in different ways. So if you're the type of person that likes to play pinball or you like to play Mortal Kombat or DDR and you want to connect and have fun that way, you could do that. If you wanted to play feather bowl, you could play feather bowl. I know that there were like 3 or 4 groups of people that played the game and then they ended up doing deals with each other. And so now they're going off to go do other future things. There were a couple of people from the hackathon that were playing like DDR and now they're doing a little bit more. And then there are some people that just want to sit at like a park bench or they want to sit at the bar and talk and have drinks. And then there was the rooftop, and on the rooftop you had uh, people playing with the cards that we had, and
TJ.
the DJ was up there, and the DJ, DJ Prest is a guy that I met
DJ
through
who?
DJ Prest. He's a guy out of
DJ Press,
Austin.
baby. DJ
Yeah.
Press Stone, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just a guy that was recommended to me from a buddy of mine named Trippy from Trippy Labs, and so he did a great job, and it was really cool because his entire background was the Empire State Building and the skyline. So as the sunset was going down,
Oh
all you
wow.
saw was the Empire State Building.
Oh man.
That's
You
super cool.
couldn't get anything better. And then, we brought in a whole like video production team for this. So,
Who have been great, by the
yeah.
way. These guys have been crushing it.
Yeah. So like, that's one of the things that people can kind of expect kind of in the future. So coming from my background in entertainment and doing events is that we're going to be doing a lot more media as it relates to events and kind of getting to experience the event. So that way, um, anyone that's essentially watching, if we're coming to a town near you, the hope is that you get to come participate in the actual experience, and then you get to be part of that story, and then it just kind of reciprocates itself. So
Yeah, one thing I do want to bring up about last night too is that when you first walked up into the event, to the right was like the gaming area with like a bunch of claw machines, and there was like a little arcade, and with the also had Feather Bowl as well. But people would walk in and be like, "Oh, like where do we get tokens?" And I would just like show them like, "Oh, there's set cups like all over," and they're like, "Wait, this is all free?" I'm like, yeah, you can play as many games as you want, dude. And we have more tokens. Like if you run out, there's more tokens in the back. But yeah, just go grab as many as you want and you can play any game you want. So the arcade section was consistently packed the whole time. And it probably had
I
something to
can
do
imagine.
with just the fact that it was hot and it was hot, dude. So a lot of people didn't really want to go upstairs, right? So they wanted to come downstairs, sit in the air
Right,
conditioned, play some
right.
games. So there was a consistent crowd down there. And then on the other side was more like just like a lounge area, and that was consistently packed as well. There wasn't an open table other than food, which there was food set out the whole time for everybody. So there was open drinks, free food. You're having a chicken sandwich, you're having a cheeseburger, you're making deals in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways,
And there was
Man, you
and there was
talking the
vegan
good
food.
stuff right here,
yeah,
man.
yeah, there was vegan options as well
Yeah.
for the people that
For-
don't love
For the
protein.
non-New
But
Yorkers. For
yo,
those
I'm
from
walking
from
here.
LA, right?
Yeah. And then shout out to Sovereign Voices. New York is so hot. Chase is leaking IPA like a busted keg. Brother, I would drink myself dry right now. Are you wild? I wouldn't leak a drop of that. I'd drink it all. I don't know. I might need a little hair of the dog, to be honest, for lunch. But we'll keep it moving.
All right. Chase, you keep reading some comments over here. I'm just gonna fix my framing. I need to be a little bit higher. It's freaking me out. So keep
Yeah.
reading some comments. I'll be back in 1 sec.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I am saying, what is the guy on the name? What is the name of the guy on the left? This is Jason Lee.
Yeah, Jason Lee. Hello.
That who asked that? That is Farragold. Shout out to Farragold for the nice, simple, questionable questions.
Are you on X, Jason Lee?
Yeah.
I am on it. I'm on it in the sense that I have an account. Do I post from it often? No. Should I? Yes.
Yeah. Just so that Pharaoh Gold can actually get hold of you. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'm on there. Everything that I do is just Jason Lee OS.
Sweet.
There you go. He's still here. Shout out to Pharaoh. Yeah. What was I feel like we were talking about something that I wanted to expand on.
Do we want
Give one away? Hey,
to maybe
what?
I guess we could.
Yeah. Just leave. We'll make this real simple. Go to this post, just put sup in the comments. That's all you gotta do. And you'll be entered to win a care package. For this is one of the merch bags that we put on all the chairs at the main stage. Think about
So
it as
that's what Mayor Adams' entourage was walking around with.
that's correct. Oh, look, the picture I
Nice.
posted. Yeah. So these were on every single chair. Think about it. Look, the mayor of New York has his homie has one in the back. But anyways, yeah, think of them like a little stand-up bag of pistachios. But there's some goods in there. It'll be like you were at the event, and maybe I'll throw a little extra surprise in there too. Yeah, one of the things
Yeah,
that we had
open it
was
up. Show us what's
yeah.
in there. Come on.
So this was the invitation to the kickoff party. So obviously we had the keynote at 11 a.m. in the morning, but we wanted to make sure that people wanted to come to the party. So we made these little invitations, but they also are postcards. They have some use case to them as well. So if you want to be a little old school, write your shawty a little letter while you're in New York, I suggest you do so. You'll get some brownie points. But yeah, just cool, usable item. We also had, this is our masterclass kind of live and permissionless. Here, screenshot that. Sign up.
So that's happening in July.
Yeah, we're just trying to get people involved now. These are our hotel keychains.
Wait.
So
Just go back. Where and when is that happening?
the date's not
We can't
exactly
see
on.
that. Your camera's mirrored, by the way, so we can't see anything you read. It's all backwards.
Okay, well then I'm not going to spoil it. There is a sign up for some masterclass stuff. We have
Now
a
they
hotel
don't have a
keychain.
camera. They're back.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
back. Thank goodness. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Hotel keychains. Oh look, he made us not flip flopped. Hotel keychains.
Yeah.
Cool. Got the panda on there, 2025, and then we have custom playing cards.
Dude, these are my favorite.
So-
This is
so
my
dope.
favorite. This is my favorite piece of merch. Whose idea was this? It is unbelievable. I love these.
Yeah, super dope.
Oh,
Super
Jason,
fucking
the
dope.
man.
Yep.
You have to think about, so like the story behind that is like for hackers, actually, for people that are participating in a hackathon. So usually what happens is you have an idea, you get to the top, and then you start working on your idea, but then you start losing momentum because you keep hitting roadblocks. And so what happens is builders will start reaching a point where they hit like this bottom level to where they're thinking about giving up. And that's usually where most people like leave. So one of the things that from a psychology perspective is like change up your situation. So one of a great way to do that is like go do something else that's more interactive. So playing cards is a great thing. So whether you're playing solitaire or there are people, other hackers that were working on other things, they had that opportunity. And then, you know, last night at the event, people were playing drinking games and they were playing poker and all sorts of things. So it kind of becomes one of those things where you can have conversations with other people that you're with, and then you can change up your conversation, and then hopefully that from a hacker side, hopefully it projects you to keep going to get past whatever you're stopping. But for the event last night, I don't know, people were playing card games all night, drinking games. I mean, there was a whole group of people. It was great. So
Yeah, I took some pictures with them. And then
Yeah,
um,
those cards are my favorite. What else we got?
yeah, we got the blades, which are fucking just classic
Oh wait, I
blades.
thought those were actually Jason's blades. Like, so those came in the merch pack.
Yeah, we were giving them away. Yeah, and we had two different
Nice.
versions. We had a red pair with the ones that you saw, and then we had a solid black pair, which were for VIPs. But yeah, and then obviously the bag itself. This was literally like a last minute idea.
smart.
It's like fuck. I was eating a bag of pistachios. We were having a really hard time with like what we wanted to put the merch in. And, like we didn't want to do just like a red bag because it is meh. And then we wanted to do like banking envelopes, but they were dumb expensive. So I was literally eating a bag of pistachios, just like watching the Astros game, sitting there. And I'm like, it hits me, and I'm like, what the? We could probably find stand-up bags like done pretty well. So I looked it up. They were like 10 cents to get per made or per bag. But yeah, it's like a full stand-up pistachio bag with the merch inside of it. So we got a lot of love with these. Shout out to our design team, Lou, Ivan, Olga, Andrea, everybody over there. Y'all,
There's essentially what I think we printed 1,000.
1,000 of them. Yeah. 1,000 of them.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Please keep one for
shout out
me,
to the team.
please.
I
Chase,
got one in
keep
my
one for me.
backpack for you. I
I'm
got one in my
asking you,
backpack
bro.
for you.
I
Yeah,
will
for
I will attempt the yeah, I'll have to probably run because they're all being put on chairs.
I have one for you.
Oh, there you go.
I have one in my backpack for you.
my
There you go.
man.
I
My
got you, boy.
man.
I got
Yeah,
you. I got you.
boy. Okay, so what's happening for the last 2 days? Like, we've got later on this afternoon. Then I think there's a whole day tomorrow.
Yep.
There's a lot going on. What's happening? And Jason, what's the ultimate goal here for an event like this? For you as an events manager, what is the big goal that you want out of this kind of event?
Yeah, we'll start with like kind of just timeline for the rest of the day. So we have Josh is participating in a debate, and it's about block space monetization. Are we still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's about block space monetization. So it's a conversation about, you know, how does Supra's approach to block space monetization versus a Solana versus Ethereum, you know, kind of conversation. So that's happening. I think it's at 2:10. So it's on one of the live streams. I don't remember specifically which one it is, but that's going to happen, I think, at 2:10, as long as the organizers are on time. Then it's mostly just networking and engaging. So tonight I'm going and taking Chase and Jotin and a friend of ours from Google and a few other people. A buddy of mine is running the NFT NYC kickoff party. And so we're going to go hang out with the NFT NYC crew because wanted to give Chase here an opportunity to engage on the NFT side with some networking. So
Oh yeah,
that's
he's going to be
happening
tripping
tonight.
out.
Yeah, it should be fun. My Arthur has a company. It's called Nolcha, and they do a lot of the really large conference opening and closing parties. So it's very theatrical. And given that it's NFT NYC, it makes total sense. And so it's going to be one of those like really cool, immersive type experiences. So that will be fun. And then Josh and John are going to a private event. And that private event is it's in Manhattan. I can't say exactly where it's at, but they are doing that event, and that's with a bunch of venture capital and people within the ecosystem. So they're gonna do that, and so that will kind of wrap up day two, and then tomorrow we have just more networking. Josh has a couple of events. John has a couple of events. We're doing a podcast with Crypto Clockwise Crypto, so that will happen, and then we have the closing party, and then I think a handful of people will be taking off in the evening, and then most people will then be taking off on the 27th. So, and that'll be kind of a wrap on there. From there, again, like earlier I said, we brought in a production team. So coming from like my production background, we've recorded a lot of content, and so that will be turned into media for the both kind of allow people to understand the experience of permissionless from our perspective, as well as just providing some cool content. We had a really cool interview this morning with Dr. Kate, Josh, and John. So, as a global team, it's not often that you get all these guys in the same space. So there's some really interesting content of them talking about cryptography and just talking about the technology and kind of what's coming down the pipeline. And then, there was also like conversation with Chase talking about community. So that was all that type of content will also be coming out. So kind of, a lot of content, a lot of content. I think there's probably, I don't know, I think from the amount of hours that we've captured, there's probably
I don't even know.
4,800 different types of clips of content that can come from this content. So it'll be kind of fun, and that will all kind of lead into some upcoming events that we're going to be doing around the world. And whether you're a builder or you're on the trading side or the NFT side, or you're on the investment side, or policy, there's a lot of events that we're going to be doing. So the remainder of 2025, we're still confirming everything, but we should be in Asia, we should be in South America, we should be in Europe, Dubai, Washington DC, potentially Las Vegas. So we'll see. Nothing's been locked in, but it's coming down the pipeline, and it should be good.
Speaking of events and pipelines, Sober Voices says next time you can put the logo on a beer pong set. Say less.
Great idea.
Done. Done.
Great idea.
It was that
Solid
simple. Dude,
Yeah.
shout out to go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say the same thing. Our boy Martin Dude, the man from the Netherlands, I think it is, right? He says he's had a full office week, but he made it. So welcome, brother.
Yeah, he's here every week. Shout out to Martin, dude. He's the best. And then Sammy, he multiple comments. I like playing chess in such situations. Kind of a back to when we were talking about being stressed out when building. And then also a cool idea, boys. Good job on the merch. Thank you. We have a team behind it, but there was a lot of planning and execution that went into it. But good lord, it came out great. I'm very, very happy. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know who's all out in the audience, but I would say that if you're a builder, get ready. So
Yeah, and another thing I did want to touch on about the content, it's like, so I'm not involved in any of the planning of the content. I just show up when I'm needed. So my job is relatively easy. But when the amount that I've seen these guys around filming dope angles, just dope situations, really like suggestive and wanting to watch content is a lot. And so what really I think is going to come out of this is like if you weren't at Permissionless, if you're not able to make these events, if you're not able to go across the world because you live in Asia or India or wherever you may live, making it to New York for a crypto conference is a hard thing to do. So I think like what they should expect out of what I've been able to see. Like I said, I'm not in the planning of this, but it's probably going to feel like, hey, I wasn't able to make it to permissionless, but after watching these videos and the content that came out of there, I feel like I was there. And that's really the goal here, right? It's like we want to make people feel like they were involved. So maybe next year they do want to save up and like make this their one trip for the year to actually go meet the people that they've known for the last 5, 6 years and talk to in channels and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really excited to see it from the small clips that I've seen. I have very high hopes.
Jason, I got to ask for the rest of the calendar. I mean, I know you said a couple of the dates haven't been locked in yet, but for people watching us who may have events budgets or have travel budgets where they work, or just are digital nomads and they are able to travel, in the next couple of months, which event should they earmark as the primary event to get to meet up with Supra's team and to hear most about what's going on with Supra? What's going to be the big event next after Permissionless?
I think it's going to depend on what demographic you would be. And when I say like demographic, that's just like the type of person. So the way that I look at events is there are builders, there's venture capitalists, there are culture makers, so there are creative artists, designers, that might be more on the NFT side, might be painters that want to attach tokens to their art. So each of these groups of people, I'm creating content and events that are specifically for those unique people. So if you are a builder and you are interested in like financial trading, we're planning to do an event in August in New York City. So that's coming up, and that will be a 1 day type of thing. And then assuming that goes well, which I believe it will, because I've spent the last 3 years coming up with this idea, and now we have like a whole group of partners that are going to help make it happen. We're looking at doing something potentially in Seoul for Korea Blockchain Week, and then it would be Token 2049 in Singapore would be the third stop in this event series, and then the next one after that would be Def Connect in Argentina. Now, if you're more on the policy side, there's a potential possibility that we'll be doing a couple of events in Washington, D.C. And so that's going to be inviting like founder startups. So if you're in the Supra ecosystem, you're in the United States, we're working on talking with right now with like Stand with Crypto, some various policy friends of mine about having a way for builders to come and engage with their congressional members, so you can understand how to position and you can actually share and talk to the congressional members on how policy is actually impacting you. So that would happen at around like one of the next session points, which is in September. We're exploring potentially doing some like TradFi, going in and engaging in the financial sector space. So we might be doing an event in Las Vegas in October. And then we're also potentially going to do a really big art thing down during Beyond Basel or Art Basel in December, and then potentially in Dubai. So in November, December. So all these things are like up in the air as far as like confirmation, but that's at least my plan. And then probably in like a week, I'll actually be talking with John about what does 2026 look like. So I've kind of outlined an entire plan from today to December 2026. So
Wow, that's a lot, man. Well, I mean, that there's a lot of different places to go, and whichever one tickles your fancy. I mean, Martin says that he'll have to ask the missus to come over. When you guys come to VLC, beer and wine will be ready. VLC, I think, is Valencia. Is that right, Martin? Please, if I've got that wrong, forgive me, man. Sammy as well says, if I can't make it physically to events, we are still in it together, boys. That we are, sir. Our says something that I don't understand.
And
So
I would say
please be clear.
that's the other thing, James, is like, yeah, these are like physical in events, but we're also going to be doing a lot of virtual.
Okay. Oh, nice, man. Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, we do have webinars coming up as well. I'll get into that towards the end of the show. It's going to affect the SUP, so you want to stay tuned for that. Chase, how about we get into the hot seat, sir? What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it because I think James has a hard stop at 12:30,
Yep.
or Jason has a hard stop at 12:30. So yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Let's go, bro.
I
Okay.
forgot about these questions.
Yeah, dude. Well,
So-
Oh, jeez.
The hot seat, sir, is a bunch of questions where you got to answer the first thing that comes to mind as quick as possible. Just questions that sort of really make you feel like, wow, okay, this is a tough one to answer, or oh, that's a painful story to tell. You did mention this earlier. First question. I can't wait for the story because you did mention you had a story. What is your worst crypto horror story?
we all got him.
We all have them. What's your worst?
I have a wallet that has 1,400 Bitcoin in it. I don't remember the password to the encrypted hard drive that I have that has that wallet on it. So, yeah. And then the same wallet probably has somewhere in the tune of about a $500 million Doge. So,
Dude, I don't know if I'd
Did-
be able to fucking sleep. I'm like sick thinking about it.
yeah, it's
Bro. Did you say 1,400 Bitcoin?
yeah. You have to remember, like I was early, like Bitcoin 2011 doing things. And so I was buying, like back in the day, you would go to PayPal, and PayPal, you would buy things at 50 cents. And then it would get sent to a thing. But like I was shooting I won't go into all the details, but I was shooting a commercial. Something happened at my house. I went back, put all my stuff in an encrypted like 4096, it was like a Knox encryption drive. And then I set like a password in case some people came back to the house. And I forgot about it. And then I got clean in 2013ish, 2014. And then I forgot about it. And then in 2018, when we were reaching that first, 18,000, then I was like, oh yeah, I have a Bitcoin wallet, but I couldn't remember the password. So
Oh man, that's pretty much the worst. I think that's the worst horror story we've had.
Yeah,
Chase.
that is a nightmare situation.
without saying anything, there's some comments in the thing that yeah, basically.
Oh, bro. Okay, well, now that we're all depressed, let's move on.
Oh,
What's next, Chase?
Yeah, what is next? Sorry, I'm sitting here doing the math on what 1,400 Bitcoin is, dude. Fuck, that sucks, dude. Moving on. What did you do before crypto?
before crypto, before I've done a lot of things. So I primarily worked in the entertainment industry. So worked for a lot of different record labels, video production companies. Worked actually, I think right before crypto would have been 2017. I was building a healthcare health insurance benefits company, helping people get access to health insurance benefits. But before that, I spent 14 years in entertainment. So everything from artist development to producing TV to doing marketing direction for motion pictures, working with like Mark Burnett, who's the executive
From
producer
Survivor,
for
yeah.
Survivor and The Voice and that and concerts, festivals. Worked at a church for a little bit. Worked with Sony, Netflix, kind of everything. So
Damn, that's a long career history, bro. I was thinking about this. Should I say this? But just shout out to you. I also worked at a church, so I know I know what that feels like, bro. Good times, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were multi-campus, so like we had 4 campuses, and so we ended up setting up live streaming, so everything was simulcasted, and built a built the world's first like 4K IP, which is just internet. So everything was done through IP cables instead of coax. So kind of wild.
Yeah, man. All right. So now that we've spoken about what you did before crypto, if crypto had to disappear tomorrow, a quantum computer was able to crack all the private keys of every single wallet on every single blockchain, and crypto is done tomorrow. What's your plan B career move?
It'd probably either a combination of going back into sales, email messaging type sales. I'm very good at taking people's dead contacts that they forget about and converting it into money.
Very good at taking people's dead contacts, but not very good at taking your own dead wallets.
Oh, damn. Salt in the wound, brother. Salt in the wound. We brought back his nightmare. Now you're just rubbing it in. Let's move on. Who is one person in crypto you'd love to have dinner with? And what would be the first question?
In crypto or like interested in crypto?
We're gonna say, I mean, what the hell is what would be interested in crypto? Like my grandma or something? Like learned a little bit about?
So like
Yeah, like
okay.
Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton is interested in crypto. She is not in crypto. So she wouldn't count.
She's actually really good at crypto.
Let's do in crypto. Somebody that like somebody we would know.
Well, I would maybe say like Johnny Ive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least from like a design perspective, I think when you talk to these types of people from a design perspective, you end up thinking about things in ways that are about human design.
Yeah.
Especially when we're thinking about wallets. Like here we are 10 years later, and we still have a wallet issue to where it's like impossible to like onboard your grandma into onto Web3. So like someone like Johnny who's good at like simplifying like an iPhone or designing a computer, like how do we actually think about this process to onboard people better and like design to actually make the project like great.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. We have
I got like 8 minutes.
We have 8 minutes. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna end this on the last question, my favorite question. I will be timing you. Okay, so this is the last question of the day. We do this every episode, whether we have time or not. And this is, if you had to explain Web3 to your grandma in 10 seconds, how would you do it? We are going to time you. You have until you say go. I always do put it up on the screen. Right, here we go. All right, whenever
you know, I think I had thought about this at one time.
It always goes to the crowd. All right. Whenever you start talking next is when you go.
Grandma, Bitcoin is like sending money through a digital bank without having to. Oh shit!
Grandma.
That's exactly how I did it. I was exactly the same. I was going so well like the first 4 seconds, and then I was like, "Oh crap! I couldn't do it."
It's like the thought is almost there, and then you're like, "I'm gonna need so much longer to get this out than the 3 seconds I see."
Exactly.
My whole goal was to start talking either about bingo or talking about a cookbook. And then I saw myself in the screen, and then Vinny is like, I'm trying to help Vinny get someone in.
It's a classic. It's a favorite one-liner every episode. But hey, thank you for having us, James. Thank you for everybody coming to the episode. I know he's got a hard stop, so we're 1 minute over. But James, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in. Macho, appreciate your comments. Sammy, what a man. Yes, Jason, final comments from you before we wrap up.
You still need to introduce me to the organizer for Africa.
That shall happen. Shout out to Sonia Kunal. She is the head of Bitcoin events in South Africa. We're bringing Supra to South Africa, people. We're working on it. Jason, don't worry. I haven't forgotten, brother. Final comments
Awesome.
from you,
Thanks, buddy.
sir.
I gotta
To
go.
our audience,
Yeah.
you got to run. Okay, but
I gotta
no
go.
final comments?
No final comments. I would just say, if you're in New York, like, come hang out.
Come ball out with your bros.
I would say the biggest thing is if you're a builder and you actually want to build, and you think hackathons don't work, the things that we're going to be doing in the next, call it 3 months, the year, 2 years. My goal is to disrupt the entire hackathon space. So that is most
Wow.
definitely coming. So
Let's go.
yeah.
Not only life hacks. We're not only giving out life hacks around here. Okay.
Gotta go.
All right. I love you. Thank you so much, Nate, for coming to the Sup. James, Napoon, thank y'all for holding it down. Peace.
Love you so much. Peace. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back next week. Please keep an eye on our socials because we may be moving to a Thursday. We have webinars coming up. So this might be next week or the following week. Keep an eye on our socials. The Sup is moving to a Thursday for a short period of time. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments. We appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the positivity. Positive vibes, guys. Thank you so much. We're building as hard as we can. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Make sure if you're in New York City, get down to Permissionless in Brooklyn. Until next time, peace.